to the G.B.B. guys. Jay once again. On the line, I'm joined by Shan. Shans, what's good?
What's happening, man?
Manchester United have beaten Watford 2-1. Back in the Premier League and getting the job done, getting the 3 points. And obviously, Ollie's at the wheel permanently and the feeling continues. So hopefully this is a preview for what's to come. More going into this, as the season goes on. Yes, there's not very many games to play, but we're definitely in contention for a top 4 position at the moment, if not top 3. Shannon, let's talk about the game against Watford to start with. How did you find that game?
I thought we played fantastically. Again, giving some young boys a start, as Ollie does so well. Andreas Pereira played beautifully and soaked up the pressure, assisted, was very key in our second goal to get it off to Lingard before Lingard put it into Martial, and Martial scoring under pressure. And also Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw had an absolute blind of the game. Beautifully done by him. So, look, it goes from strength to strength. The one thing that I wasn't happy with was Pogba. I mean, very rarely in recent months have we had a bad word to say about him. But for this game, he just looked behind the pace. Maybe leftovers from international games, I don't know. But I'd like to see him shine and do a little bit better next game.
Yeah, a lot of the points that you said I agree with. Martial obviously fighting to get that goal. In the end, obviously he had that opportunity before that where he didn't put it away. But it obviously shows his desire to try and get the goals and really enforcing himself on the game. To get that second goal was fantastic. You also touched on Luke Shaw, the through ball for Rashford to finish there. Outstanding. Classy ball. If there was, assist or pass of the season, he's definitely got it with that one. So that was really nice to see. You also touched on Pogba in the midfield. I think there's another candidate that's obviously going to have their name thrown in the ring for that, and that's Matic, who really, both him and Pogba both looked off the pace. And I think that's where we suffered. Watford pretty much dominated us in the midfield. They had a lot more opportunities than us. Besides the brilliance of, and I hate to say it, Smalling and Jones in the middle of the park, in the middle of that defense, I should say, did very well. Luke Shaw, as you said, was, one of the standout performers of the game. They kept us in it. To get 2 goals up, felt comfortable till that point. But Watford obviously struck back through, that goal from Decore. And then it was nervy towards the end. Something we've obviously seen in previous seasons under the previous manager, whose name we will not mention from here on forward. Now that Ollie has got the job permanently. But it was good to see that we ground out a result. And that's what means the most. Ollie said in his press conference after the game that the 3 points is all that matters. Regardless of, obviously, the changes that have happened now with the coaching staff and whatever's going on within the team coming back from international break. A couple of players, coming back from injury. And, like you say, Shan, a few young players getting an opportunity again. Fantastic to see. Fantastic to see because now we know what the potential is within the squad. We've got our coaching staff now set in stone. So now we can head towards, the end of the season with the positivity that we know who's going to be in charge. We know sort of the structure and the formation that we're going to be playing. And it also gives us an idea of which players are probably going to be here again next season. Phil Jones obviously signed an extension to 2023. So we'll be seeing a lot more of him. Whether that's a good thing or not, we'll obviously wait and see. I think, and Shannon and I have had this discussion, that we've probably announced Ollie's signing because we've been trying to knuckle down and get some players into the club. Obviously, showing that he's going to be the permanent manager moving forward helps us to achieve that next step. I think a big contributing factor to what type of players we get in and whether we get the players that we've been targeting is whether we qualify for the Champions League again for next season. That's obviously going to be something that, time will tell. and how we go through the remainder of the season and how we obviously perform in the Champions League. Besides that, Shan, anything else to add about this game? Anything that caught your eye with Ollie now being permanent? Was there any changes that you seen him make, or are we playing still the same brand of football that we always have under him?
I would like to touch on Louis van Gaal's statement that he made about Ollie, saying that Ollie is giving us more of the same. It's just coming off us. Paraphrasing, but essentially you're saying that we're playing the same counter-attacking football. Now, if that is the case, it is coming off because of Ollie. Anyone who's in doubt as to whether he's a good manager for us, I think the only test in that is who we bring in. The past few seasons we've struggled and really not had any good transfers in positions that we need. We've brought in the likes of Pogba, Lukaku, which aren't bad signings, Sanchez, contentious, but I believe that Ollie's the kind of guy who he's got the football mind, not only indoctrinated in what we do, but will bring in defenders. And in that, it's a key position to spend a lot of money, because you spend that money once and it makes a huge difference. Look at Liverpool this season. Yeah. So I think the true test of whether Ollie's a great manager, whether he's the right man for the job, and also pertains to why we've announced his signing as full-time manager now, is because he wants to bring in a player that's going to make the difference, and I believe that to be in defence. No point bringing in another big-time signing up front. I think Rashford is fantastic moving forward for us. Like I say, indoctrinated, he's got the goods, the skill set, and if we were to bring in a big name signing up top, it might sacrifice his time on the pitch. So I think in terms of the announcement, I believe that came a little bit too soon. But again, like you say, it must be for a good reason behind the scenes, and I would say it's to bring in someone big name, very expensive, but a long-term choice for our backline.
Shan, I don't know if you heard it, but in the press conference, Ollie did say that the club was talking to players, even in that period where he was interim manager, that the club was looking at different players to bring in, and they were closing in on a couple of signings. And Ollie mentioned that he was excited to be working with the types of players that they were talking to. So I definitely think that the announcement ties into that, because they've been trying to lock down some players, and I think it just gives players coming in a bit of that confidence to know that the man that's going to be coaching them in the upcoming seasons will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The best thing that stands for Ollie is the same group of players that we have currently. Under Louis van Gaal and under Jose Mourinho, there was sort of a disconnect between the coaching staff and the players, and we obviously saw that bubble over to the end of Jose Mourinho's time at the club. What we're seeing obviously at the moment is everyone's happy, everyone's smiling, the positivity around the club has really lifted. So I think in those players' minds, they've got to consider, do they want to, play under a manager that's got, all the experience in the world, but doesn't have that personability to connect with them on a player-manager level, or even just a person-to-person level, which Ollie obviously has in absolute bucket loads. So it'll be really interesting to see, and I'm really looking forward to seeing which players they bring in, because like you say, Shan, it's obviously going to be in key positions that we weren't able to strengthen previously. Obviously with the likes of bringing in players like Fred, who we're just loading up that midfield again. We still don't have out and out right winger. We still don't have a second option at right back for Ashley Young. And obviously we do need a really strong central defender, because like you say, Liverpool, look at the difference in that team with Virgil van Dijk coming into that back line. So I definitely think there are going to be some changes in those key positions, and hopefully they're the ones that suit Ollie's system more than being big name signings. As long as they fit the bill of the structure and the plan that he has in mind, upwards and onwards. Guys, Shannon and I obviously picked our teams before the game. You'll see them popping up at the bottom of the screen. You'll see the score that we got based on the starting 11. You'll see our FIFA 19 score predictions popping up on the side. And you'll see the leaderboard in the top right-hand corner. Guys, we want to thank you for checking us out on this line. I want to thank Shannon for jumping on the line. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Check us out on all our social media platforms. And we'll catch you in the preview for the next game. Guys, thanks for joining us. Shot.